I got a billionaire's advice on how to build an unbreakable business, which also applies to your music business. Let's break that down. Join me in my mission to help put at least 50,000 music artists on the right track to be independently successful with their music, to turn the talent that they have with their voice into gold. My name is Billy Nellis, and welcome to the Golden Voice Podcast. Boom! So at the time of me recording this episode, I'm wearing this hat right here. And if you're tuning in on YouTube, you're seeing it right now. And you see 10X. And that's because, at the time of me recording this, I attended this challenge, this training for the past week, and it was called the Unbreakable Challenge, where a billionaire and his team was showing how to build an unbreakable business. It's a little bit more specifically online from now and for years to come. So he shared 5 principles that I'm going to break down to you over here that you can apply to your music business if you want to build something that's going to be unbreakable for years to come. All right, so let's get into it. So now the first pillar of building an unbreakable online business in the music space is going to be the money mindset. This is where it all starts, right? So if you have the wrong mindset, if you don't have the right mindset, you won't have the right assets. And what's an asset? It's something that put money in your pocket, right? So as we, we're all human, and as we grew up, we had things that, they ingrained in our head, in our mind, in our subconscious about money that we have to fix in order for us to get on the side of getting more success. You understand what I mean? So this is where it starts. You fix your mindset, you have the right assets so that you can get things that put money in your pocket. All right. Now, the next thing, the second pillar is marketing. And like I'd say in the tagline, in the theme of this podcast, you can make the best music in the world, but if nobody hears it, it's useless. You understand what I mean? So you have to market your business, right? So if you go down to check out the definition of marketing, we're talking about pushing something onto the market, right? You have an idea that you're going to push onto the market so that people can actually see it, right? So marketing is basically, one of the most important key element of you building a business, because if nobody sees you, if you're not visible, if you're not getting in front of your ideal customers, and if we're talking about music here, in front of your potential true fans, it's not going to go anywhere. And the next step after that, which is the third pillar, is going to be communication. All right. So did you know that there's 4 levels of income value? And I'm going to break them down to you. The first one being implementation, which is the use of muscles to get income. And right there, you're capped by, you're already limited by the physical aspect of you doing something to make some money. You know what I mean? So if you have to use your muscle, your hands, in exchange for money, then you're already capped right there, right? The next level of value is unification. So you have managers, people that manage other people that are implementing, right? So, you have a cap right there of up to $250,000, depending on the industry and stuff like that. But you're still at the lowest level of value when it comes to income. Now, the next level after that, and you fall into the second part of the most value when it comes to that, is communication. And we're talking about people that make money by communicating a message to an audience, to people. And you make a lot more money if you know how to communicate a message that people receive in order for them to take action. All right. And we're talking about the bracket of $250,000 per year to 1 million plus to the millions. Right. And the next one is imagination. And we're talking about people that are in the billions and trillions and stuff like that. But communication and imagination are top tier when it comes to value. So you have to really know how to communicate a message, communicate your story, so that once you attract the people to you with the marketing, you have to know what to say so that you can keep them there. You understand what I mean? Now, the next step after that, which is the fourth pillar, is sales. you're going to have to be able to close the deals, right? Closing deals, closing the sale, getting those sales. And you also going to have to understand how to negotiate. You know what I mean? As a music artist, you're going to have to know how to close some deals when it makes sense. And you're going to have to know how to negotiate some deals as well. Because if you don't know how to do these things, you may attract things to you, but it's never going to go your way. That when the opportunity knocks, you won't know what to do with it, right? So you're going to have to understand sales. You're going to have to be able to close them, to negotiate them, and move forward to scaling, which is going to be the fifth element of building an unbreakable business in the music industry, in the music space, right? And it's going to be scaling, right? So what he was breaking down, and I'm going to mention the name in just a moment of who it was, and maybe some of you recognize this with the hat, the 10x hat that I'm wearing right now. But anyways, when it comes to scaling, he said that if you want to go to 10 millions and up, you are going to need a team of people around you that's going to help you push forward. You are going to, have to, utilize partnership, leveraging with collaboration, and so on and so forth, so that you can scale to the next level. You understand what I mean? So if you really want to, we all think about, man, we want to make millions, we want to be famous, this and that. But everybody, if you study and pay attention, anybody that's highly successful, that is in a bracket of income that's, fairly pretty high, you see that there's a team of people around them so that they can scale up to higher levels continuously. You understand what I mean? So once you understand that, you build a team around you, right? So that you can go to the next levels. You can't do that alone, right? And there's levels to it. There's stages, 0 to 100,000, 100,000 to a million to 10 million, 10 million to 100 million, 100 millions to, a billion. You know what I mean? There's levels to it, and there's certain things that you have to apply in order for you to scale your business up to these levels. So those were the 5 key elements of an unbreakable business that you can apply in your music business that can make a difference. And it was from the one and only Grant Cardone. I actually met him at a convention right here in Toronto a couple of years back. Probably doesn't recognize me anymore, but at one point I'm going to be a part of his circle. I'm going to invest in myself to go in and to further get some advice from his team and his people, because he's worth billions now. And because I'm a billionaire, it's inevitable that I'm going to have to learn the principles of money and wealth creation from a billionaire. You know what I mean? So hopefully that was of value. You may want to share this with somebody else that wants to hear this message, because we want to build things that are unbreakable, build a solid foundation, like you may have heard me say many times in some of the previous episodes of the Golden Voice podcast. You understand what I mean? So don't forget to follow, subscribe, and make sure that you stay tapped into the Golden Voice podcast, because the next few episodes that are going to be coming are going to be of more value as I'm going to keep going, and you're going to want to stay tapped in. So with that said, I'm signing out. This was Billy here on the Golden Voice podcast, and I will talk to you on the next one. I really appreciate you tuning into the Golden Voice podcast today. There's so many other ones out there to listen to, and I don't take your interests lightly. I really hope that what I shared with you today made sense and helped put you on the right track to be independently successful with your music. So if it did, share this podcast episode with somebody else that would need it too. Cool? Now let's take a step further. Do you want instant notifications for when I upload new episodes? Text the word podcast to 647-277-5177. I repeat, text the word podcast to 647-277-5177, and I'll shoot you a quick text for when I upload new Golden Voice podcast episodes in the future. So thanks again for tuning in, and I will talk to you on the next one.